York Harbor, the site of the Sail Forth events today, has played a crucial role in America's history. Willie Geist takes a look back at the international waterway that came under the control of our new nation after the Revolution, carrying the ships, the goods, and the people that have made America over the last 250 years.
The story of America, its birth and growth into a world power, runs through New York Harbor.
New York could be called the Big Apple, it could be called the Big Oyster, but really more than anything it's the big seaport.
The Lenape Native Americans lived here first for centuries in a place they called Mannahatta. In 1609, explorer Henry Hudson landed on this stretch of land sandwiched between two rivers and in strategic proximity to the Atlantic Ocean. Shortly after, the Dutch West India Company established a settlement called New Amsterdam.
What did this port look like at that point?
Dutch New Amsterdam was constructed on the lower tip of what is now the island of Manhattan. Around it was stands of virgin timber, it was waterways that were replete with fish and oysters. It was an incredibly dense and beautiful ecological environment. And so there was a lot to benefit from here.
4 decades later, the British seized the island from the Dutch, and New York was born. The King's Army controlled the harbor during the Revolutionary War, but surrendered it in 1783 to troops led by General George Washington. The seaport in Lower Manhattan opened the new nation to the world as a thriving hub of commerce, finance, communication, and culture, eventually becoming the busiest harbor on the globe.
What would have felt like to be down here, let's say 100 years ago?
Bustle would be one of the things that I would put forth. It would have been languages being translated, business deals being made, crimps prowling the street trying to pull sailors into ships to go on voyages they didn't want to go on, brothels and billiard halls and ale houses, ships going and coming, barrels being rolled down the street, horses up and down the thing. I mean, it would have been constant activity.
Captain Jonathan Bulware is the president and CEO of the South Street Seaport Museum, dedicated to preserving and highlighting New York's long history as a crucial global seaport. Along with its collection of artifacts, maps, and photographs, the museum also has...
This is New York's resident tall ship.
The Waiver Tree.
Come on aboard. Fellow of your height.
Yeah,
maybe not so good.
No. It'll be a long 3 months to Calcutta.
This is the whole purpose of the ship. This is 2,300 tons of cargo capacity. She's the last surviving one, and so she's the one that stands in for her thousands and thousands and thousands of sisters that are all gone, but that carried people and commodities and cargoes and whatever from all over the world. So the beginnings of what is now a largely invisible but vital circulatory system, which is global shipping.
It's an important piece of preservation. Tell the story of that era.
New York Harbor, host to history, and now to the kickoff of America's 250th birthday party.
It always has really been about the water. That's what is the mercantile components of this that built the financial markets. It is what brought all of the people, the 800 languages and dialects spoken in New York City today, that all emerged from the sea, practically, financially, romantically, from an immigration standpoint. It all started here.
What are you thinking as we hit this milestone, this 250th birthday of America?
This is a place where America has met the world for centuries. And I think it underlines the importance of the globalized planet and the interconnections between peoples that are actually what built New York in the first instance. New York is actually a great example of what happens when we can coexist together. And so I think it's a moment for us to pause, to reflect, and to look to the future.